Hey, this is Joe Cash again, and please excuse me for putting up three fingers, but that's really again for me and you to kind of have a landmark to know what video we're on. This is video 3. So we went through a little bit of the table of contents, and so what I'm going to get right into with you, and this is where I'm actually kind of glad because I've got a little of a I'm able to solve one of the problems I had in my software for the video in inverting this, because I want to kind of show you to the manual itself, because you can print this out. Gosh, I'm getting, there we go. There we go. Good. And you know, that's amazing because I had to do so much to try and invert that. But anyway, we're going to go to page 1, which is the parts of the guitar. And if you're looking at it on Facebook, in the photo albums again, Joe Cash, photo albums, beginning guitar for worship. This is kind of what you're going to see. And there they are, the parts of the guitar. And that's page 1. But let's actually get the guitar and go through those, okay? All right. Grab one of the guitars. This was my pretty blue guitar. I love this. Great brother in the Lord, Toby Troll. Hey, by the way, Toby, let me say this. If you're going to start learning guitar, here's what I'm going to say right off the bat for you. If this is something for you for beginning, or maybe one of your kids, a son or a daughter, if they're 11, 12, get them a 3/4 guitar. That's just means the neck is not so long. It's easier to reach for them. 3/4 guitar, and hey, I'm going to say this: don't spend over $100. It's really just, hey, they got to get through it and make sure they're going to do it just like anything else. But that's as much as you should want to. But you know, connect with your local music store. I've got a really good friend of mine who plays drums with me and Celeste, and his name is Toby Troll. Toby and Tyra. Hey, Toby and Tyra. Toby's a great encouragement to me too for this series. So he has a music store over off of 421 in Langley, South Carolina. So if you live in South Carolina, go see him. There's Center Stage Music here in Augusta, over off of Washington Road in Davis. But I will say this: if you're abroad, it's good just to go to those local stores and meet them, and you know, share your faith. Tell them who you are and what your objectives are, and you'd be surprised. You really be surprised how much that means to people who are in business when you just, convey your heart and what you're wanting to do, and they're going to do their best to help you. If you're an online person, and I know local music stores hate to hear this word, but musician's friend, I'm just going to say it for what it is, because maybe you're out, who knows, in another country, and maybe you don't have access to a local store, and that's my objective. Is I want to reach. I'm believing to at least equip 5,000 worship leaders throughout the nations in this course, and so musicians friends is a great place to go. And again, just keep in mind the $100 thing. This is a Dreadnought guitar, and like I say, it's the basic parts are basically here. If you look at the page 1 where you've got your head up top here, and you've got your tuning pegs here, should be 6. Excuse me. There we go. Kind of learning to get myself in this little space here. But anyway, you can see here that with this top area right here, this is called the nut. It's where the strings cross over from the head and come over into the fret area. The little silver things you see are frets. Each one of those frets represents a note value. Okay, so if let's see how close I can get with you. That's a little bit better. But you can see that you've got wider strings on this side. Come up here. There we go. On the use phosphor bronze or silver. These are your bass strings, but I'm going to teach you just a little easy way to learn the strings. Okay, if we start here with the little the 6th smallest string here, I'm just going to teach you a little phrase that'll give you each word will begin with each string. So E is first, so this is every. B is next, body. G is next, get. D is next, down. A is next, and E, of course. We started with E and we end with E. Everybody get down and eat is basically just a easy way to remember where the strings are. So that's each fret represents a note value. So, and we're going to get more into that, but this is just for right now. We're going to keep going with the parts of the guitar. Okay, so we've got the neck of the guitar, where all those frets are. When you start up top with the nut, and we come down about the 12th fret, right here, everything starts over. So when we started with E, at the 12th fret, it goes. We're going to go back to E. So everything turns back over and rotates. We're going to look at the body of the guitar. Okay, and this one has a cutaway right here. You can see the cutaway coming into it, and the sound hole right up in here. And again, strings crossing back over. Then we've got what's called the bridge or the saddle. Okay, these are the little tuning pegs right here. Excuse me, they're just the pegs. Tuning head is up top, but these are the pegs that hold the string down. Okay, and that's basically it, the body. And when I hold the guitar, I'm really in a tight area. There. Okay. So I'm going to get right into kind of like what I like to call the practice environment. And let's just kind of look at just a few things I'm doing here. Yeah, that's where I want it. Now the last series, everything was backwards, so I think this is going to be a little bit easier for some of you. Just kind of get it like that. What you're going to notice, first of all, when I talk about the practice environment, is you want to be comfortable. Okay, and in order to be comfortable, some things that are important. First of all, the guitar should be resting from your thigh back up this way, and just where you're comfortable, where you've got it just resting comfortably. Your arms should never be more than about a 90-degree angle. Okay, you can see that where my elbow's flat. I've seen many people play with the kind of what I call the lay down sloopy look, and you know that's fine, you know, for them, but it's not going to be very comfortable after a while. And this is my going into my 30th year as far as playing, and I'm going to tell you, technique is important, because improper technique can really cause some injuries that you want. You know, I'm hoping that you're in this for life, okay, as far as worship leading. So arms are again about a 90-degree angle. Sorry about the hand in your face. About a 90-degree angle, straight across like this. Okay, and that's just for basic comfort, and that's a sitting position. Okay, so I'm just kind of sitting here. Now the chair I'm using is basically no frills, just a padded chair. No, we don't want any braces. You want it to be open so that you can sit straight down. Even a stool is great, but you don't want armrests. Armrests will just get in the way of the neck of the guitar. So you just want to be able to sit and be comfortable. Sit and be comfortable, just kind of bracing it back. One of the things I like to do is just let go. I've got a strap on right now, and that is the strap of the guitar. So not that you have to have one, but I'm just very comfortable just like that. Put the arms down about a 90-degree angle, come across to the neck, and same thing here when I come across. When I come across the body of the guitar, or the arm I'm going to be using to strum, same principles, kind of a 90-degree angle, okay, where most of your strumming should come from the wrist itself. And you know, this is one of those do as I say, not as I do, because sometimes you're going to see me swinging my arm all over the place, and that's okay, but you want the majority of your strumming to come from your wrist. And so there's little things you can do in regards to exercises to help strengthen yourself with your wrist. Again, you just stretch. You can use what I call isometrics and just pushing, and strengthening your fingers and stretching, stretch. You don't want to break anything, but you just want to stretch everything out. And if you've got one of those squeezy things to kind of strengthen your grip, I promise this, you will need to build some strength in your hand. And there's a lot of muscles you're going to be using that will start to feel the pain very quickly. And the other thing too, of course, is I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyway, it takes time to build these little calluses. You can see there look like little indentations in the top of my hand, because it's normal in the beginning. It stings, and that's just something you have to press through. I recommend in the beginning a lighter gauge string. Try not to get anything with too heavy of a gauge. Or some people will actually use a classical guitar or a nylon string guitar. And in fact, actually, I was encouraged to put nylon strings on a steel guitar when I started, except for it's a tuning nightmare with nylon when they're brand new. So steel strings, like I say, a light gauge. They have variable gauges, light, medium light. I use medium lights pretty consistently, and because I just like the way they sound, and I usually change my strings probably once every couple to 3 weeks. Not that you would have to, but I use my guitar quite a bit, so it's we'll get more into that. I may not cover or get into how to change your strings, and that's something you can get local help from your music store, but we'll see. I might throw in some little surprises toward in the last few videos. But hey, this is Joe Cash. This is the parts of the guitar, and this was video 3. So we're going to sign out for now, and I'm going to come right back in to tuning the guitar and talk a little more about the notes on the guitar neck. God bless you. I'll be right back.